Hi guys, let's talk today about calorie counting. So calorie counting is something that I know a lot of people do to maintain a certain weight or to lose weight, and it's just a way to track what you're eating. And I think calorie counting can work if that works for you. What I don't love about calorie counting is the fact that it can become obsessive. It can be something that you become obsessed with, and you're unable to live your life and to live by the 80-20 rule. So if you can calorie count and live by the 80-20 rule, meaning that you count your calories 80% of the time and 20% of the time, you just kind of, you're mindful of what you're eating, but you're not really being strict on counting, then I'm okay with it. But I want you to know that calorie counting is a lot of time and it can become obsessive for you. So instead of calorie counting, I just want you to start to think about just the kinds of food that you're eating and the portion in which you're eating them. So like we've talked about this whole time that you guys have been with me, is just eating better quality food, eating whole foods, knowing where your food is coming from. So if you're sticking to those guidelines and you're 80 to 90% of the time making the best choice possible for yourself, then you're going to be okay. You're going to be on the path to losing weight. Now, in order to lose weight, yes, you have to, put out more calories than you take in. That's the scientific math behind it. But I want you to know that you don't have to sit here and count calories. You can do things such as take out processed foods from your diet, add more veggies, add more lean protein, okay? Eat more whole foods. Drink more water, get more sleep, reduce stress in your life. You can do things like that without ever counting 1 calorie, and you will lose weight. You will feel better about your lifestyle. So just making better lifestyle choices and living a more balanced life is going to help you with your goals with weight loss, right? So when it comes to portion control, how do you know like portions, like what to eat, what not to eat? So we have this great program at Beachbody called the 21-Day Fix. And it comes with little containers. I don't think I have the containers in here now, but they're containers that help you understand what kind of portions you need for protein, for veggies, for fruit, for carbs, for grains, for fats, different things like that. So if you're interested in that, you can let me know, and I'd be happy to share more about my experience with the 21-Day Fix. But if you're not really interested in something like that to help you with portion control, you really just want to do things like for instance, like a piece of chicken should be the size of your, I would say your palm or your fist. So your fist is a good size. I would usually say that a chicken breast for women should be about 5 to 6 ounces. That would be a good like meal portion size of chicken. Maybe for beef, it would be a little less, just because it maybe has a little bit more fat in it, depending on the kind of beef. For fish, definitely 6 ounces. And for men, maybe it's a little bit more. Maybe it's 9 ounces. Okay. And then you always want to make your when you put the meat on the plate, your greens, your veggies, which by the way, veggies are also carbs. I don't know if you know that, but veggies are carbs. But your veggies and your greens on your plate should take up about double the size of what your protein is. So if your protein is the size of your fist, your veggies should be 2 fist sizes. So they should be double what that protein is. And then for your carb, like whether that's like a sweet potato or a whole wheat noodle or brown rice or quinoa or beans, that would be counted as, you could use that as a carb. You want to make sure that that's about the same size as your protein, roughly. So about the size of your fist. So if you had to break your plate into quarters, I would say half of the plate should be grains and veggies. 1/4 should be protein and lean meats. And then the other portion should be your carbs and your potatoes, your grains, all that stuff. Now, if you are a vegetarian and you don't eat meat, you can always have meat replacements like tofu, soy, things like that, tempeh. I don't really personally eat soy, and I'll probably do a video about soy here in the next couple weeks. You guys will see that. But You can always do beans. Beans are a great way, if you don't eat meat, to get the protein, but you're also getting carbs. So you really do need to fuel yourself. So like rice and beans is a great way to make sure that your body's getting the same essential amino acids that you can get from meat, from a protein. Okay, so what I'm just trying to say is you want to like have a very balanced portion size plate when you eat. Okay, so you don't have to count calories, but you do have to say, you do have to look at what you're eating and say, is this portioned? Is this balanced? And when you look at when you're eating, we talked about that last week or a couple weeks ago. Maybe you're eating a bigger meal in the morning and it gets smaller and smaller as the day goes on, or maybe it's opposite. Whatever works for you, you've got to find what works for you. This is all very individualized. I just want you to bring awareness to these topics so that you know what works best for you. And maybe calorie counting does work best for you. Maybe journaling works really well for you. I had you journal at the beginning of this week, and maybe that works really well for you. Maybe you're just writing down what you're eating to help keep yourself accountable. And you can go back and you can look back and say, you know, that's when I felt the best is when I was eating this way. And I know that because I was journaling and I was talking about how I was feeling. So today I just want you to post below, tell me your thoughts about portion control, about calorie counting. Ask any questions that you have about it. I want to know what you're thinking. I also want to know, how is the journaling going? Talk to me about journaling and what you're thinking. Are you seeing any patterns? Are you seeing things emerge? I'd really like to hear your thoughts on that. So without further ado, I'll let you guys go and we will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.